Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Friday class at Yoga for Eating Disorders. My name is Robin Love. I am a yoga therapist and founder of the Atta Yoga School, which is an online yoga school found at attayoga.ca, ATHAYOGA.ca. Today, for our practice, I want us to explore the first of the five great elements that yoga uses to understand our anatomy. So, yoga has a different view of human anatomy than we have in a sort of quote unquote Western medicine that is based in the five elements of space, wind, fire, water, and earth. And the qualities of those elements really are what we are working with when we tune into our body. So I wanted to work with primarily space today and give us a chance to experience space in our own body. How do you experience the qualities of space in your own body? And I guess before we get started, I just want to say for this practice, we will be seated and then we'll be standing and then laying on our back and then seated again. So you might want to have a yoga mat. You might want to have some other supports so you can be comfortable in any of those orientations to the ground. And I also want to say that, from the yoga perspective and this yogic anatomy perspective, this Vedic anatomy perspective that uses the elements to understand our human embodied experience, space is seen as something that, of course, we need. We need to have space in our body. Yoga understands life force energy or prana moving all the time in our body. So it needs to be able to move freely and in the right direction. But it also needs a container. So when space doesn't have enough of a container, it gets scattered. Our energy will get scattered. There's actually too much space. So we're always working with this idea that we need to have room to move and we need to contain it so our energy isn't scattered. So that's some of what this practice today will invite you to explore in your own body. For this practice, let's start seated. So find a comfortable seat. You could be sitting on the ground. If you're sitting on the ground, I have something underneath my bottom to support my hips. If you're seated in a chair, which is perfectly fine, just make sure that your feet are touching the ground. So you want to have a connection to the ground. If you're seated in a chair, you might sit a little bit forward so that you can sit nice and tall and upright. So seated on the ground, you also want to be able to sit up nice and tall. So even now, as you take your first inhale from your seat, can you lift up through the spine and find that nice tall seat as if you're reaching up towards the ceiling with the top of your head? And then as you exhale, you're going to settle. So without losing that length and that sense of lift of the inhale, you're going to settle by relaxing your jaw, softening the shoulders, letting the face relax. Feel the ground underneath you. So even in this breath, we are exploring this idea of we have this light, we have this expansion of the inhale. And then as we exhale, we remember, oh yes, I'm connected to the ground. I am part of the earth. So settling down, letting yourself be held and contained by the ground. So if you want, you could close your eyes or set the gaze downward, maybe about 3 feet in front of you, and play with that in your own body, just via the breath. If it's helpful, you could put your hands on your chest, or one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly, and just feel the breath moving. In yoga, breath is equated almost with prana. It's how prana moves. It rides on the breath. So we can really feel this life force energy inside of us via the breath. And it has this quality of inhaling, lifting, lightening, expanding. Exhale. You might gently draw in the lower abdomen and reconnect to the ground. Find that containment through the exhale. Settle down, soften, find some stability. So we're going to take a few breaths like that. Inhale. Feel the chest rise. If you have a hand on your chest, you might feel that lift as you exhale. Soften and settle. Couple more breaths like that. We want the breath to slow down. So when we take a nice full inhale, then this gives us the opportunity to slow the exhale down and exhale completely, make the breath a little bit longer. See if you can make the inhale and the exhale about the same length. Each breath a little bit longer until you find a breath that is long and slow and steady, but sustainable. This will be the breath we use in the rest of the practice. You're breathing through your nose if you can. And we want to be conscious of our breath, but we're not forcing the breath. So what I mean by sustainable is your breath for you that you can maintain while also moving without or anything like that. So it's a steady, soft, but you're aware. And we're going to start to move our body in conjunction with this breath. So we're going to explore how the breath can initiate movement that just brings these two qualities of expansion and containment and settle down in just through our movement as well. So when you're ready, if they're not already, you could let the hands come down alongside your body. If you're seated in a chair, they might rest on the seat of the chair. If you're seated on the floor, they're resting somewhere beside you on the ground, on the mat. When you're ready, inhale. We're going to send the arms out to the side, perhaps about halfway up. Exhale, lower the arms down. Let the movement the breath is leading the movement. The movement's following the breath. So inhale, you might even start that inhale first. How can that expansion of the inhale lift the arms? Perhaps you go a little higher this time and exhale, lower down. So the arms are riding the exhale down, moving for the whole length of your exhale. So we're moving at the speed of our breath, lifting the arms up, each time a little bit higher. Exhale, lower down. Now in your body, in your breath, as you lift the arms, you're going to find a place that expresses through your body this expansion of the breath. So for most people, sending your fingertips all the way up to the ceiling actually starts to cause some contraction. So for me, I start to feel a little more tightness in my chest and across my upper back and shoulders if I send my arms all the way up. So for me, a more expansive expression of this inhale is somewhere more out here. So you're going to find that in yourself. Where do you put your arms, move your arms with the inhale and find that most expansive place. Exhale, always lowering down with control, riding the exhale down. Once you find that place for your arms on your inhale, keep going with your breath. Long, slow, and steady. Yours will be different than mine. That's fine. You're moving at your own pace. Just noticing that if you start to feel kind of gaspy with your breath, maybe you're going too slow and you want to speed it up a little bit. That's also fine. We'll take a couple more like this. Let this one be your last one. And we'll meet up here. Then I want to invite you to come to a standing position. You're going to stand. Let's stand at the back of our mat. So if you're standing on your mat lengthwise, facing the long end of the mat, you're going to stand at the back. And come to stand with your feet about hip width apart. Feet should be approximately parallel to each other. And let's just take a moment to again connect to this long, slow, steady breath. If it's helpful to put your hands on your body as you did before, so you can feel that connection. You might even tuck your chin ever so slightly. Eyes can be closed or the gaze downward. Take a moment in this new orientation to the ground. Again, inhale, feel the lift. Exhale, feel the feet on the ground. I know sometimes I can go days without remembering my feet are actually on the ground. So feel that. And I'm going to draw your attention here to, if you don't already have your hand on your lower abdomen, you might put it there now and just, or you could put both hands there. When you exhale, we're going to gently draw in the lower abdomen. It can be helpful to have your hands there just to sort of feel that. And it's not an aggressive contraction. It's really as you are slowly exhaling, you're allowing that lower abdomen to draw in. We're going to be using this in our forward folding. So we're going to be doing some forward folding, and that's going to initiate our forward fold. So let's, from our standing position, just bend your knees ever so slightly. Let them be soft, so there's a little bend in the back of the knees. We don't want to keep our legs locked and straight in this forward fold. So when you're ready, on the inhale, we're going to inhale the arms up just like you were doing. Find that expansive inhale arm position. And then exhale, you're going to draw your belly in. That initiates the forward fold, and sweep your hands around to your low back as you bow over your leg. Inhale, you'll come back up. Sweep the arms back up. As you come up to stand, find that inhale position, and then lower the arms back down as you exhale. I'm going to do this a few more times. So inhale, the arms will come up, wide, expansive. Exhale, draw the belly in. This starts the forward fold. As you bow over your legs, sweep the arms to the low back. Inhale, come on back up to stand, arms wide, and exhale, float the arms back down, staying standing. Let's do that 2 more times. So inhaling, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold, sweep the arms to the low back as you fold forward. Inhale, coming back up. See if that inhale can lead the movement, and then the arms and the torso follow the breath to come up to stand. Exhale, float the arms back down. 1 more like that, inhaling. Exhale, sweep the arms to the low back, bow over your legs, inhaling when you're ready, your breath coming back up, and then float the arms back down. We're going to add on to this. So this posture is called Uttanasana, and we're going to add in an Ardha or half Uttanasana, half forward fold. Inhaling, the arms will come up, chin is a little bit tucked, so the back of the neck is long. Exhale, same thing, draw the belly in, arms come to the low back as you fold all the way forward. Inhale now, feel some expansion as you come halfway up. So you want your body to come up parallel to the ground. Keep your arms where they are. And then exhale, draw your belly in, fold forward just a little bit more. Inhale now, come all the way back up. So you're going to sweep the arms back up. As you come back to stand, stay standing. Exhale, let the arms float down. So we're going to do that a couple more times, and you're going to have the option when you come into that Ardha Utkatasana or the half forward fold, you could keep the hands on the low back as we just did, or sweep the arms out. So I'll move through that with you. Standing at the back of my mat, inhaling, the arms come up. Exhaling, drawing the belly in. My knees are a little bent, folding forward. Inhale, coming halfway up and sweeping the arms out, keeping the knees soft. Exhale, coming back down. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way back up. And stay there. Exhale, just the arms come down. So do one more like that. Either way, the hands can stay on the low back or come out on the Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. Your choice. Do it at the speed of your breath. One more like that. See how the breath can initiate the movement so that lift is coming out of the inhale. And the exhale, belly drawing in, invites that fold. We'll meet again in that standing position at the back of the mat. Once you get there, stay there just for a moment. So we're standing at the back of our mat, feet parallel-ish, about hip width apart. We're going to bring in some larger movement, including our legs now. So when you're ready, you're going to take a big step forward with your left leg. And the right foot is going to adjust in a way so that your hips are basically facing the front. As you inhale, again, inhale, find that arm position that you've been working with, and exhale, arms float down. We're going to add in a leg movement coming into Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1. Inhale, bend the front leg as you come up. Exhale, you're going to straighten the leg as the arms come down and the belly draws in. Coordinate the leg and the arms so they're moving at the speed that you can finish straightening your leg just as the arms come here beside you. And as you reach your inhale position, you're at the most bent knee position that you're going to be today, whatever that is for you. Keep going like that, letting the breath initiate the movement. Next time you come to the inhale position, stay there for a full cycle of breath. So as you're here, you're going to exhale, draw the belly in. Inhale, feel how broad and wide and expansive you are. And then exhale, draw the belly in, draw the energy back. return to you. Let's do that one again. Inhale. Stay there. Take a full cycle of breath. Have that feeling of energy out, expanding. And then exhale, draw it all back in to the center. One more like that. Notice how you can play with those qualities of the inhale and exhale. And then that's your last one on that side. So we'll step back, feet parallel again. And when you're ready, I'm stepping forward with my right leg, adjusting my back leg, my left leg. So my hips are basically facing forward. If it's helpful, you can take a breath or two, find your arm position. Maybe it's a little different now. You've done it quite a bit. So maybe it's broader, maybe it's higher. Your choice. Inhaling, when you're ready, you're going to start to coordinate that knee and the arms with the breath. So the expansion of the inhale leads the opening. The drawing in of the belly, the contraction of the exhale sends everything back. And keep going like that. Next one, when you come to the inhale position, stay there. You're going to take a full cycle of breath here and play with that feeling. What does it feel like to expand? And then exhale, draw it all back. Keep going like that. Do a total of 3 where you stay for a full cycle of breath in that Virabhadrasana A, Warrior One position. No rush, moving at the speed of your breath, that long, sustainable breath. As you're ready, no rush, as you're ready, once you finish that third one, exhale, the arms will come down, the leg straightens, and then step back to the back of the mat where you started. Just by way of a counter pose to that, take a couple more of those gentle forward folds where you sweep your hands to the low back, very gentle. So just inhaling, the arms will come up gently. Exhale, fold forward, inhale, come up, exhale, fold forward. Take 3 of those, very gentle, as a counter pose. And then we're going to make our way to lay on our backs. So as soon as you are done with that counter pose, make your way down onto the mat, lay on your back, and we're going to just take a moment to rest. So if it's helpful to have something underneath your head, support your neck. Eyes can be closed. Arms and legs in any position that feels good for you. Just take a moment to rest, relax. We're going to reconnect now with this long, slow, steady breath. So if they're not already, you might want to bring your hands to rest somewhere on your torso. I just find it can be much more helpful to sort of have a tangible way of feeling the breath move in my body. But if that doesn't work for you, that's fine. But you're going to connect again with that long, slow, steady breath. So as you inhale, see if you can feel that inhale be full. But notice when you lay on your back, there's some it feels different than standing or seated because you have the ground underneath you. It provides a bit of resistance. So just play with that too. Like, how does it feel to inhale now in this new position? How is it different than before? And then as you exhale, well, now you have gravity working with you as you draw the lower abdomen in, bringing it down towards the mat, towards the ground. So how does that feel now? Take a few breaths here, so as you regain that long, slow, sustainable breath, and just tune into, how does this feel? How is this different? Trying to sort of stay out of likes and dislikes, but really just noticing the qualities of how this breath feels now. Because we're going to play with that difference in the qualities of the breath when we lay on our back versus standing through the movement in our body. So from this position, if you haven't already, please bend your knees and bring the soles of the feet onto the mat. And you want your feet to be about hip width apart. Again, feet parallel-ish. So parallel to each other, parallel to the sides of the mat. And feet can be hip width or even a little wider. We're going to be doing a posture called Dvipadapittam. And if you have any knee issues, you're going to keep your feet about 6 to 8 inches away from your hips on the ground. So they'll be a little bit forward. If you know your knees are okay, then you're going to tuck the heels right in close. So the knees will be quite bent, quite flexed. So feel as you exhale, next time you exhale, I want you to tuck your chin ever so slightly, not extreme, just slight, and really feel the back body on the mat, feel your feet on the mat. So we're going to be pressing into the mat with our feet when we inhale. I'm going to say let's keep our hands alongside our body right now. So next time you inhale, you're going to start to feel that expansion of the chest. Press into your feet and start to lift your hips off the mat. Exhale, you're going to roll the spine down and really feel the mat as you lower down, drawing in your belly, as you exhale completely and the hips land on the mat as the exhale ends. Inhale, press into the feet, feel the expansion. How can the inhale help lift the hips? Maybe doing 50% of how far you think you can go in the beginning. It's very tempting to rush right into the most, but we're going to take our time and get there over several breaths. So keep going like this, inhaling, pressing into the feet, letting that expansion of the inhale lift the hips up, and little by little, just like we did in the beginning with our arms, we might bring the hips a little higher and then a little higher. But this is the exploration in the practice for you, is to know that every day could be different. Every moment can be different. So maybe you go really high and you're like, actually, no, I want to go lower. So that's fine. You can change your mind. So just exploring these qualities of the inhalation and exhalation through your body from this position. Pressing into the mat, inhaling, the hips will rise, expanding the front of the body. Exhale as you draw the belly in, you're going to roll down and really connect with the ground as you exhale and lower the hips all the way back down to the mat. Keep going. And really, how is the breath leading this movement in your body? Keep moving like that. If you want, next time you inhale, stay in the inhale position. How does it feel to exhale here? How does it feel to inhale again? And then exhale, come down. We'll do one more like that. Inhale, come up. Stay there, exhale. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, lower down. We're going to take our feet off the mat and catch the kneecaps in the palms of our hands. I'm going to do a posture called Apanasana. Take a nice inhale here, and legs can be a little wider than hip width apart. As you exhale and draw the belly in, you're going to let the thighs draw in towards the torso. Inhale, they'll come away, arms straighten. Exhale. Now my hands are just riding on the knees. I'm not pulling, I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just letting the legs basically ride the movement of my breath. They move away on the inhale because I expand, and then they come closer on the exhale because I contract. And just notice the impulse just to do more without judging that impulse. Just notice it. I'm saying this because I often see people, and I know it in myself too, wanting to suddenly they're doing all kinds of things, and it's like, wow, can we do it this way? Can we just let this be very simple? I know in myself I can get impatient with that. How is it for you? Just riding the breath. And we'll let our feet come back onto the mat. I'm going to roll to one side and come up to a seated position. One more time. So finding your comfortable seated position. We're going to be here for a little while. So really support yourself in any way you need. So once you're in your comfortable seated position, we're going to do a breath practice, a pranayama practice called Shikari. So for Shikari, we're going to inhale through our mouth with our tongue pressed to the back of our front teeth. So it's almost like you're sipping through a straw. You'll hear a sipping sound, and then you close your mouth and exhale through your nose. Inhale through the mouth. Close the mouth, exhale. If you want, you could use a little bit of a head movement with this breath, this Shikari breath. So inhale, the chin is a little tucked as you inhale through your sippy straw, your invisible sippy straw. You lift the chin slightly. As you exhale, you close your mouth, exhale through the nose, and the chin drops again. The head movement is optional. Give it a try. If you like it, keep going like that. Otherwise, you can keep your head in a neutral position. Keep the inhale through the mouth, sipping the air across the tongue, and exhale through the nose, keeping that long, slow, steady breath. Maybe the exhale even gets a bit longer than the inhale. Keep going. Finish the breath you're on. Let's do one more like this. As you finish up, letting the breath return to a more usual kind of way of breathing, no conscious control, letting go of the shikari breath. And as you are here, again, even now in your more normal way of breathing, can you stay connected to that inhale and that feeling of space in your body and the movement it allows? And then as you exhale, feel the mat, feel the ground underneath you. Let yourself settle down, relaxing the face, softening the shoulders, the jaw. Inhale that nice expansion and exhale, settling down. This is you experiencing the space of your body, how it is both expansive and contained. Just stay with the feeling. Space within my body is both expansive and contained. Stay with that feeling. You're welcome to stay here as long as it is useful for you. And whenever you're ready, if your eyes have been closed or your gaze was downward, you might blink the eyes open or lift your gaze, just take in your surroundings. Returning to your more usual way of being in the world. And in whatever seated position you're in, you're going to let your legs come forward. If you're in a chair, you can just slide the feet forward on the floor. If you're seated on the ground, you can extend your legs, but keep them quite bent. We're going to just do some very gentle forward folds with the eyes open as a way of transitioning back to our rest of our day. So when you're ready, feet are a little bit in front, knees are still a bit bent. As you inhale, you can bring the arms up, eyes are open. Exhale, come forward, very gentle forward fold. Inhale, come on back up. Exhale, come forward, eyes open. Just do one or two more like that, eyes open, super gentle forward fold as you come back into your day. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for your practice.